Okay, looks like we are live. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? So first thing I want to look at is here. We've got manufacturing and we've got jolts today coming out in a minute and 40. Now, I was looking at the chart a little bit earlier. There was this inversion, but I do have a rule, no trading before news. Um, just doesn't make sense. Unless it is like afternoon news, so like FOMC. I might trade that morning, but I won't trade the afternoon until the FOMC is over. So yeah, this was something in there, but kind of non-consequential because we do, in fact, have news at 10. So, what do I see for today, right? Let's just go to the daily real quick. Daily, yesterday being Monday, looks like we put in the low of the day, or low of the day, low of the week, potentially, in my opinion. Just looking at this, I think we go higher based off the daily. H1 was a little bit more interesting. We have the low at midnight low. We swept that. Great. So again, it's looking like we're bullish from right here. Now, if we look on the 1 minute, sorry, on the 5 minute, we did take internal liquidity in here, right? So we took all this internal liquidity, even these equal lows in here. I don't even know if these are equal. But yeah, we took all these lows in here. So for me, I'd say we're bullish. Now, in order for us to get an entry, how do we do that, right? That's what we're waiting on right now. It's pretty much the entry, but for the most part, we're bullish. First target is obviously here, unless we get some form of manipulation range. Then I will target the two standard deviations of that. As for right now, this here is our manipulation range, which pretty much falls straight up into the this high, right? So it looks like that's news there. Let's see what it did. Jesus, honestly, did a whole lot of nothing. Um, Not a whole lot of nothing, but a whole lot of like this that we gapped up. Like, I hate when Price does this type of stuff. Honestly, I really do hate it. Such ugly price action. Let's see. So manufacturing is down. I would assume Jolts to be down. Yep, there it goes, down. Just with all the layoffs in government is kind of why I thought of that. Um, so yeah, that's 7.5 job openings. Let's see here. Yeah, June of 2020 was the lowest until we had lockdowns. Well, no, this is after lockdowns. We'll see. All right. So my whole thing here is to be patient, wait for me to get some form of an inverse, and look to go higher. There are two areas that I would look for. Oh, this is the first one. I mean, obviously, right? We've got these equal, all this equals in here. Well, not the first one. Actually, technically the second one. First one is this low. Um, but that may not even come to fruition. So my job now is just to wait for an inverse and be able to attack the inverse for long. The other thing that I just saw that I should probably take into account is that we did not close above. Very much respected this. This might be an indication we want to go lower before ultimately going higher, but I'm going to be very patient with it today. Um, Only place we could have entered short was this one, as I was saying at the beginning. Why is that? Well, we had equal highs, came up, we swept the equal highs. We had this inverse. My only thing is we had news, which I don't like trading. Um, so yeah, this could be something as well. But the daily is is telling me that we want to go higher. Daily is telling me that we don't really want to come and sweep out this low. Um, but let's kind of wait it out a little bit and see if there are any entries that we can potentially get. And as of right now, it's looking bleak. It's looking real bleak. No inverses here at all. No inverse there. Also, tariffs, man. I think tariffs were supposed to go on today, April 1st. So, yeah, that could potentially be something else too. Man, let's just, oh, jeez. This is some ugly PA. All right, this was the first area of liquidity, if you remember, that I wanted to get swept. These equals in here. So if you get some form of an inverse here, I'd be inclined to potentially look long. That's looking like a pretty good rejection there. Right, so that's a pretty good rejection there. So how I'd play this is high low. I think that's how I would play it. And again, I could be completely wrong here. There's no issue with that. Mm, kind of win on that one. This one looks like it's following the original quote unquote idea, which is this one here, being bearish, but because it's not, because it happened before news, I wasn't taking it. But this looks like this is how it's falling. I mean, barring the news, this is 100% a valid trade. Probably would have been out break even for this one, or maybe a little bit of profit. No, break even would have been this point. So yeah, I probably would have been out break even, to be honest. Um, this low would have been break even. So yeah, I would have been out break even. Unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Overall, this would have been a pretty nice one actually, considering you target this low. Really, truly, the two standard deviations. It's how I used to trade before, as two standard deviations, and it tends to smack, man. Two standard deviations of the manipulation leg. The thing smacks. This is an 8 hour trade, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, doesn't look like we're gonna be going any higher today. Slowing on down. Well, thinking back, I think it's fine. There's just no trades. I have my rules, and my rules were followed. So, yeah, I don't really have an issue with trade today, actually. We've got really far to travel in order for us to get an inverse. But what we may be able to do is get a trade short and continue down to that 2 standard deviation. But let's kind of wait that one out and see if it's feasible. Watching this thing print, man, can be boring. So what's the next news? Oh, this is Trump about the tariffs. Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna be tomorrow. PMA is at 10 on Thursday, and then this guy talks. Interesting. So we set the second low. I still don't have a. All right, so we set this low, which is this one. But I don't have a way to enter until we get up here, unfortunately. This is very far away from me. Let me see if there's something on the 2 minute. Nada. Same thing on the 2 minute, really. Three. Nada. Looking at this on the 3 minute though, we do look still bearish. Very bearish. Five, same thing. Still look extremely bearish. 5 minute, this standard deviation is much lower. But I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm gonna do it based off the 1 minute, which is yeah, pretty much that. We still haven't gone there, but we're pretty close to it. Jeez. Well, okay then. Really exploded up. Oh boy. Closed. This one here is wild. How the movement here is wild. I would not be opposed to, well, there it goes. I was gonna say I would not be opposed to getting in this inverse here, but as you can see, it just closed up. So, oh man, now why would I? If that was the inverse, why would I not be opposed to it? Well, it clearly had a very distinct push, came into liquidity, came back down into our FEG while creating that inverse. So yeah, that would have been my entry. Break even here, target the highs. Well, not the highs, this high. But that doesn't appear to want to work out either. Yeah, that would have been break even there. Jeez. Bias, man, bias. So it wouldn't be a loss. So, well, I can't really tell what's going on. So, before I make a bad decision, I am going to sign out for the day. I think bias was correct. Definitely on the short side. Um, in terms of us going long, no real, no entries for us to go long. Really, truly, no entries for us to go short either. But it would have been nice if we could have, if this came after news or something of that sort, to where we could have been able to get in. But man, it's fine. Again, nothing until down here, and even if we take this, stop's going to be a bit too big. Stop would be something like that probably. Yeah. Oh, well, it was a pleasure, and I think I'm going to be off for the day. Probably do some back testing. I've been back testing an inverse model for Power Hour. So Power Hour is PM session, 3 to 4 o'clock, and this is how it's going so far. I mean, barely in it to be honest. January 3rd, I'm about 2 weeks in, and 10 trades. So yeah, taking one trade a day in that Power Hour. That's it. If it's a loss, it's a loss. If it's a win, it's a win. But I move on to the next day. It needs to be some form of manipulation and taking it to 2 standard deviations. Not even necessarily the next point of liquidity, but 2 standard deviations of the manipulation leg. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Have a good day, everybody.